Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show at Home Edition. He is the skipper for the Arlington Lions, and he is a champion fresh off that River Valley League title. It is Tim Kleveno. And Coach, first off, congrats on the RVL championship. I would assume, though, when you play baseball at Arlington, the goal is to hang banners or the patches in your case behind you to have the championships and the league titles or whatnot to show for it. How rewarding was it to get that league title with, I'm assuming, bigger goals still on the horizon this season?
Yeah, it's very gratifying. I mean, especially with the group of boys that we got. I've known them since they're a young age, and I think early on they set the goal early in the season to their first goal is to be a league champion and get to 20 victories.
And, when you set goals like that and you put in the work, obviously it must be a rewarding feeling, right? Just general, like, hey, guys, all the practices you came, when you showed up early, you stayed late, all these, off-season training, it makes it worthwhile, right? When you can win the River Valley League, when you can punch your ticket to the playoffs, when you can make a deep playoff run like you guys did a couple seasons ago. I mean, does it feel rewarding when you know the guys are putting in the work?
Absolutely. I mean, from the first day we get to school, we start practice, whether that's conditioning, throwing program. Our 6-period baseball program runs year-round, so they don't get too many days off. So anytime you can throw a banner up on the outfield fencing or another league championship patch, it's very satisfying for sure.
And Coach, behind you, it's kind of hard to see because of the lighting, but there is a bunch of those patches, and you were telling me off camera that it's a lot of the championships or the patches that from years past, right?
Yeah, so Coach Rungo started that whole thing, and then we've just been adding to it. And so anytime we win a league title or we make the playoffs or we win a tournament, something like that, we throw a patch in the case. And so it's nice to do that. And I think the kids take pride in it, and they walk by the office when they come in, they see it. And I think that they know they're part of something.
Coach, you win the River Valley League title, but as you look ahead to the CIF Southern Section playoffs, and we'll see the brackets in less than a week now, what's your expectations for this team? Do you feel like you guys are playing good baseball right now? Because obviously sometimes the team with the most talent doesn't win. It's a team that's like the hottest and playing, peaking at the right time going into the playoffs. I know it kind of sounds cliche-ish, but I mean, it's true, especially for baseball. How do you feel about your club right now?
Well, I think we still have some more improvement to go. As crazy as that sounds, and we're that late in the game, I don't think we've hit stride. And the past speaks for itself. I mean, last year we go in as the number 1 seed and we get the bye in the first round. In the second round, we play Torrance, and we lose in the second round. And then in 2021, we finished 3rd place in the River Valley League and go on and end up playing a total of 8 playoff games with the new state regional thing. So it is about getting hot at the right time and having a feel for your thing. And you know what? It takes a little bit of luck along the way too.
Do you keep track of the CIF Southern Section rankings that come out on a weekly basis? Or like you mentioned, if you're the number 1 seed, maybe it doesn't matter that much. If you're a 3rd place team out of your league and you get seeded real low, maybe that doesn't matter much either when you get to the playoffs.
Yeah, we do and we don't. I think the coaches watch it more than kids do, just to kind of see where we're at. But I've learned just Division I, I don't care where you're at. That game is going to be a dogfight. It doesn't matter who we get in the first round or who we draw. It's going to be a battle. And so I don't really know if you sit there and you go, there's 37 Division I teams, the top 10. Gosh dang, how do you sit there and rank those 10 teams? I mean, if you get any one of those, it's going to be a dogfight. You just hope that you're at home, I guess.
Yeah. And the way with the coin flips, I've covered high school sports up and down California, and it's usually, the higher seeded teams, they're rewarded with home games throughout the playoffs. But here with the coin flips, I mean, who knows? You might start out at home and play 2 or 3 road games in a row if you make a deep run.
100%. I mean, the year 2021, we played 1 home game. We're on the road the entire time to the finals. So, yeah, definitely the coin flip not into your favor. It would be nice if if you beat a 1 seed, you took their seed away from you as you went on. But it is what it is, and that's how it's laid out, and that's why it's so difficult in the Southern section.
So 2021, which is, that spring, it was spring season, but it was kind of pushed back because of COVID. So I think we played till like the end of June or middle of June. Correct. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any of those guys still on this year's team besides, I know your son Jack, but anybody else on that team that's still around?
Yeah, there's several. We have several seniors: Luke Rogers, Andrew Rudd, Jacob Weibel, Jack, Trey Minesey. There's quite a few, and maybe I'm forgetting some, but they've been there. They're playoff tested, so that's good. That plays into our hand, and so we like that. But yeah, it leaves those seniors pretty hungry because they've been there before and got knocked out early last year.
And that championship game in 2021 against Long Beach Millikan. Was it like 2-1 or 3-1? It was a low-scoring game, wasn't it? From what I remember,
it was 2-0, and we got runners in scoring position several innings, just couldn't get that big hit, and then a couple of timely hits by Millikan, and man, did they play good defense that day? They played really good D, and that was the difference of the ball game was their defense.
Well, Coach, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the big signing day at Arlington High School. I know it's for a variety of sports, including baseball. And we saw Jack sign with University of Utah, the Utes. How proud are you, and what a special moment for the family to see him sign a Division I baseball scholarship?
Yeah, it's been awesome. And to tell you the truth, I really haven't had a real opportunity to sit back and kind of take it in, as you wear two hats all the time. So you are coach. So at some point, maybe at the end of the season, I'll reflect on a little bit more. But when I have the time alone with my wife, we kind of sit and talk at night, and we have some coffee, and we kind of talk about it at times. But it kind of really hasn't sunk in yet. Maybe when it's all said and done and it's over, it will. And when I can allow myself to actually be more dad than more coach.
Maybe when it's time to not sit down and write a big tuition check, you'll be like, yeah, that was pretty cool when he signed with Utah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Coach, finally, what do you think you said you feel like you can still play your best baseball still, like you haven't peaked yet. So what do you feel like this team can maybe do better as you go get ready for the playoffs?
Pitching and defense has been the name of our game for the last 2-3 seasons. So hopefully that stays. As long as that stays consistent, I know we'll be in baseball games. However, I would like to see us do a little bit better offensively. We don't put up big runs. We seem to put just enough up. It would be nice if we go out and we kind of be a little bit more productive on the offensive end of things. So I think if we got that going with pitching and defense, it would make things a little easier. But then again, when you're playing the Division I school, it's going to come down to pitching defense. And if we could score one more run than the other guys, and whether that's our small ball style of play, it is what it is. But so many good teams, so many good coaches, it could go either way.
Okay, Coach, one more follow-up question to that. Division I, obviously, there's so many great teams, and as a league champion, you will have a first-round home game. But even a first-round home game, if you get a third-place team out of one of these really great leagues or a second-place team, even those first-round games are going to feel like a CIF semifinal or a championship game. Just the amount of talent, and how good these programs are. But do you embrace the challenge? I mean, was it the goal to be a Division I program? I know D3 is very good and D2 is nice, but man, being a Division I program and competing at that level, was that kind of the goal where you wanted to see the Arlington program at?
I never really sat back and thought about a division. When I took over for Coach Rungo, and after playing baseball myself here, to me, Arlington's always been a baseball school, a baseball place. And my goal as a head coach and surrounding myself with good coaches was to bring Arlington's name back. That's all we set out to do. Bring Arlington's name back and make something to be proud of. And I think that was the goal. And if we accomplished that, great. If we landed in Division I, okay, so be it. Obviously, it's very nice to be here. By all means, because you're going to play good teams and it's good baseball. It's high level baseball. And if you don't want that, you probably shouldn't be doing it. But did we set out to be Division I? No, I think we set out to kind of make Arlington better.
And that's a great answer. Yeah, you just want to go out there and be good and be great. And like you said, put the Lions baseball program back on the map, and the CIF will take care of the rest. They just said, okay, yeah, you guys are good enough to be D1, and there you are. So,
yeah.
Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the time. Congrats on the River Valley League title, but I know you guys have big goals. Again, when you played Arlington, that expectation is big with that baseball brand with the Lions. So, Coach, congrats. I really do appreciate the time. Congratulations to your family with Jack signing with the University of Utah. I know that's very, very special. And best of luck in the CIF playoff run.
I appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.
You got it. That's Tim Kleveno, the skipper for the Arlington Lions here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.